Good morning, everybody, from Salt Lake City, Utah, and welcome back to American Truck Simulator. We're using the Ram 3500 pickup by Jon Ruda, and in this episode, we're going to get into some hotshot trucking. This is inside the cab of the pickup truck, and it looks the high quality mod that you would expect from Mr. Jon Ruda. The attention to detail is fantastic. The interior quality looks excellent, but let's see how this drives. So I better tell you about our journey today. We're going from Salt Lake City down to Salina. It's a short haul of 119 miles and we're transporting cars. Should take no time at all. The yard we're picking up from is just a few miles along the road, so we'll set that as our GPS destination and we'll head along there together. I've gone ahead and spec'd this one with the GPS in the cell phone on the windscreen, not realizing it has a massive display in the center of the dash. Because we're hotshot truckers today, we've got our own trailer, and I have to remember that it is actually surprisingly long, so we do not want to cut any of these corners. And this trailer has a little bit of a tendency to bottom out, so we'll just take it easy. Coming out of the yard, the sun is just starting to rise. It looks like it's going to be a beautiful day in Utah, so please stay with me. It's just turned 8:05 a.m. here in Salt Lake City, and we're heading along to the yard to pick up our cars that we need to deliver down to Salena. Now, I don't tend to show an awful lot of paid mods, but I've been looking at this one for quite a while, and I do love a pickup truck in ATS. Of course, you don't have to use a paid mod to have a pickup truck. There are some excellent options out there, and the one that springs to mind, there's a fantastic Ford F350, which is completely free, and it essentially does the same job as this, although maybe not quite so polished as this mod, and you can pick that one up if you want to dip your toes into the water of having pickup trucks here in ATS. Anyway, we're at the yard. Watch the landing gear of that trailer. No one seems to be in the guard shack, but the gates are open for us. Let's have a look at the outside of this beautiful Ram 3500 from the outside. We're running the jouney configuration, but you can imagine how many settings and configuration options are available for this truck. You probably can't see it. We actually have the contrasting blue interior for this truck, and it looks great. I guess the only thing that lets this thing down is the texture in the rear view mirror is a little bit grainy, but let's forgive it that. Okay, we've arrived here, and there's a dude standing way up high over there on that platform. So I'm going to go and speak to him and find out where these cars are. I'll be right back. Well, at first I thought we were in the wrong place because they seem to be all crushed cars in this yard, but no, it turns out we are in the right place, and we have been asked to back in where those traffic cones are there. I run a mod where the normal markings on the ground are replaced by traffic cones, and they are good, but sometimes they spawn in slightly weird positions. And it kind of throws you off for your positioning. So we're just going to sit on the weighbridge while this dude watches our reverse job, and we will try and back this thing in. The visibility isn't the best, and it feels kind of weird when you're used to the 18-wheeler action and you come down to this. It feels kind of strange backing this trailer in. Now, is this our line? Is this the cone that they're looking for? I'm not sure we're in the right position here. I don't see a cone at the back. It might be clipping through that shipping container, but I think that is probably us. Yeah, that looks pretty good in the space. So they're going to magically load these cars while we go for a quick coffee. Alright, we're back and the cargo has been loaded, and check out these beauties. We've got a Cadillac Escalade, a BMW 1 Series Coupe, and an Audi A4, I think. Oh, A6, so quite a bit of weight there. Some fairly heavy cars we're transporting today, and our paperwork tells us that it's around about 20,000 pounds that we are hauling today, so a fairly heavy haul in terms of a hotshot truckers. If you've not heard of Jon Ruda, then he is a modder who makes fantastic truck and trailer mods, mostly for ATS. He certainly has a couple of products for Euro Truck Simulator also, so I'll put a link for his website in the description below, and you might wish to check that one out. Well, I hope you're all having a fantastic Friday and have had a great week as well. And I love a Chrysler 300, check that one out. Alright, well, we're on our way, and this should be quite a short journey today. Let's just be careful. I'm mindful of the landing gear on my trailer, and I don't want to just cut that corner too much, so we'll sit back, make sure the road is clear. Yeah, because that trailer is longer than you think it is. I've been waiting what feels like forever at that junction. I don't know what the AI are doing here. The locals are driving really weird, and I almost run in the back of that Jeep, and I know the cops are over there watching me. Oh, and this gives us an opportunity to really open up this truck. We'll put on the lights because it is fairly early in the morning so that we're seen, and just look at the details. All the fuel economy information, the big GPS that's been integrated into the center of the dash. This looks and feels really great. Doesn't feel like a big truck at all. Probably doesn't feel like a car either. Actually just has a bit of weight to it, like you would expect a pickup truck to have. I have to say, I am very impressed by how this thing is driving, and with the latest updates in the game, allowing a lot more suspension movement, allowing us to feel the bumps in the road, this thing feels perfect. With all this cargo on board though, we do not have the best brakes, so I'd better watch out for that one. Hopefully one of these guys on the right hand lane is going to let us in. We could do with getting over there because we're making a turn soon. Is the Cadillac going to let us go? No, he's certainly not. But we've got a gap now, so we'll pull over into the right hand lane so we can make the turn. This part of the road looks really interesting to me, and I picked this one specially because it's pretty much highway driving, straight down the 15 South. It's one of the more beautiful parts of the highway here on American Truck Simulator, so we should be at our destination within 10 minutes or so, all going according to plan. Just be careful as we merge. I do like these big mirrors, and the two part mirrors are really cool. Look how well this has been done. And the texture resolutions in the side mirrors are excellent. I'm not a big fan of some of the skyboxes here in ATS, but look at the sky today. Does this not look fantastic? And I always say this on every video, hasn't ATS come a long way, even in the last couple of years? The graphics, the lighting, everything about the game is just coming on leaps and bounds. Hope you guys have had an excellent week. I'm going to tell you about what I've been up to and why you've maybe not seen one of my videos for a little bit, well over a month now. I've got plenty of things to tell you about on this journey. And this is going to be such a cool cruise all the way down the highway. Just watching that this Cadillac in front is not going to brake check us too much. Well folks, unfortunately there's been a change of plan. I'm just sitting at the road there resetting my GPS because we had a bit of a disaster there. That highway was not for being passed. We could not go down that highway. It was totally closed, totally blocked off to us for whatever reason. I don't know if it's because of a mod I'm running, but I just could not get any further down that road. So we are going the country road. This is putting a huge delay on us. This is going to make our journey much longer. It wasn't what I had planned at all for this video. I don't think I've ever been on this route though, so it should be fun. This has added at least another 100 miles onto the journey, and I guess in real life as a hotshot trucker, you're only paid for the jobs that you do, so this one would suck. When roads are closed and you have to take alternative routes, that must sting the wallet a little bit. But here we are, taking an alternative route. Hopefully this route pans out okay. We've been called into the weighbridge here in Utah, and I don't know what the law is. I know some states do call hotshot truckers in. I'm not sure what the law is here in Utah. Because there was a cop at the side of the road, I figured I should come in here and do the right thing, and if nothing else, we'll get to see what our weights are as we drive onto the scale. So 40,000 pounds. And of course this is typical, you always get called into the weigh station when you are in a hurry. This looks like quite a busy junction. That pillar there is going to be really hard to see out of. We're good on the left. Can't see much on the right. What we're going to do is pull out into the suicide lane like this. It'll give us a chance to have a look in our mirror. Let's pull in behind this old classic car. I don't know a lot of my old American cars. Is that a town car or is that a Cadillac? Maybe it's neither of them. Let me know in the comments, what is that car? I love it though. So we're going to have to get a move on and stretch the legs of this truck a little bit. I'm not one for completely reckless driving here in ATS, but I think we're going to have to get a little bit of a shake on, and this route looks like it's going to be fairly hilly, and so we are going to have to try and get past some of these slower vehicles if we can. The minivan pulls over, and so that allows us to put our foot down, and you can see here this car is very quick. I'm not completely convinced about the engine sound. I think it sounds a little bit too raspy and loud and maybe straight piped. Oh, what's happening here? Oh, okay, this guy is merging over, which is fair enough. He's got to the end of the merge lane, so he has to pull in now. And this guy here can just pull in behind us. Let's cut to a time lapse of us rolling down the hill behind this flatbed with the digger on the back.
You're playing your cards with your queen of hearts. When everyone folds, your fork still holds. You're placing your bet, showing no regret. Close your eyes to hide your lies, roll the dice. You got me tiptoeing around you like you're made of glass. Got an invincible fence letting everyone know not to trespass. But you're bound to break down, bound to lose, bound to get knocked right out of your boots when I use my witchcraft. You're playing it cool, bending all the rules, talking way too loud and you're talking rude. You're playing a game, driving me insane. Your heart is back, and it's a fact, no turning back. You got me tiptoeing around you like you're made of glass. Got an invincible fence letting everyone know not to trespass. But you're bound to break down, bound to lose, bound to get knocked right out of your boots when I use my witchcraft. When I use my witchcraft.
As I was about to say earlier, I hope you've had a great week. And if you've had an opportunity to be on holiday or be off work during the summertime, I hope you've enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments what you have got up to, if you've managed to get away or you've just had a little bit of time off work or study. For those that don't know how I run my YouTube channel, I do it very much on a part-time basis, I guess you would say. I only make videos for 10 months of the year, and I have 2 months of the year completely off of YouTube, and those months are January and July, and that's the months that I just get a chance to get away, manage to take quite a bit of time off work, get away on holiday, get to visit the world. If you've been wondering where I've been, I just turn off all social media and do not make any YouTube content and just switch off from all that. And I have to say, I highly recommend doing that. Okay, this is going to be a tough one up here. I've been on this part of the road, or certainly a road like this before, and this is a difficult one. It's not going to be too tough for us, but some of these trucks ahead, if they're turning left towards Price, then they're going to have a difficult turn at the top of the road. I'll show you what I mean. The road junction arcs over to the right hand side, and yeah, there's a lot of cars on the main road, and you've got to wait for quite a big gap to be able to get out there on that hill and turn left. So we can see there's a truck just sitting in position just now. So we'll put the brakes on, let's see how he does. So we've got a Freightliner with a double trailer for added difficulty, and he's trying to do that maneuver, waiting for the road to become completely clear, doing a bit of a hill start to get up there. I'm just holding the truck on the throttle, keep it in one place, but he's made it out perfectly fine. And again, it's one of these problems, there's quite a blind spot in this pickup truck. And I can't really see over to the right, just the way my head tracker is set up at the moment. Let me lean forward. Yeah, it looks good that way. And is it still good? It is. Oh, let's go for it. I'm sure this guy will ease off the gas a little and let us out. Yes, he has. We'll get ourselves out there. That was a fairly tricky one. Oh, that's the noise we like to hear to bypass the way station, so that is good news. Thank you for that. So I better tell you what I've been up to during some of that time off of YouTube. Well, I spent a couple of weeks over in Spain and had an awesome time. I really did. It was the best. A lot of sunbathing, a lot of sitting by the pool, a lot of sitting on the beach, a lot, and I mean a lot, of eating food. Amazing Spanish food, paella, fresh bread, all the desserts, drinking Spanish beer, Spanish wine. It was incredible. It was really good fun, and went to visit quite a few places right about the Barcelona area. It was extremely relaxing. I've been to Spain before a couple of times in my life, but it had been something like 20 years since I've been there, so I'd kind of forgotten what it was like. And as you know, I love flying, and so just the experience of going on an aeroplane and flying to somewhere new was very exciting as well for me. So it was great fun, and I come back now very much relaxed. Alright, we're making good progress here. Certainly we're not going to make up for lost time. I do think they're going to give us a late. You'll notice that us YouTubers, we often get late on our journeys because often we're pausing the game, often we're eating up time, pausing to make cinematic shots, or perhaps we want to advance the time so we're not driving in darkness. Sometimes our journeys can be a little bit late, but that's okay. I don't mind that. We've caught up on some fairly slow vehicles. We've got another pickup truck here. I don't even know what type of pickup this is. In front of that there's a tanker. So I don't think we're going to have an opportunity until we get to our next uphill section for us to get past. But look at this part of the road. I don't know, just something today along this road, all these cars coming towards us. This looks so realistic to me. What we need is a mashup between Microsoft Flight Simulator and American Truck Simulator so that you can drive anywhere you want in the world. How good would that be if it could just generate the terrain and all the roads of everywhere in the world? That's maybe a bit of a pipe dream. Apologies if I'm a little bit rusty here. I'm trying to keep my head as level as I can. I use view tracker head tracking software to allow me to look around in the cab when I'm driving, so I'm trying to keep it as smooth as possible, but I am aware that this truck is fairly bouncy, so when I'm getting bounced about, it's fairly bouncy as well, so maybe I should have had the settings a little bit lower, so hopefully no one is feeling sick at home because of my head bobbing back and forward and the truck bouncing about as well. We are going to take the Interstate 70 to the west, and we're getting to the later stages of our journey just now. We should have definitely been dropping our cars off well before now. Because of that issue I had earlier, we've been able to press on a little bit, but you know, with traffic like this, which resembles just a little bit too much like real life, it's kind of hard to make progress on these roads. And it's not the traffic lights, it's the locals driving in the fast lane. Well, I have appreciated coming this journey. I hope you have as well. I hope you've appreciated the scenery as much as I have. It's really changed. It's changed quite a lot, even on this relatively short route. Here's our exit for Salina. And I have been here before. I've done a couple of deliveries in the Salina area, but it has been a little while. So it's good to be back here. I am quite fond of the Utah map. I have to say, it really is very pretty. Right, we're good on the left, so we'll peel out there. Let's look at our trailer. Not too bad. Not cutting the corner too badly there. Oh, look at this little town. This looks so cool. We've got a motel with some buses parked at it. What we've got there, a chicken restaurant, pizza place, some statue there, a coffee place, and the truck, the Western Star truck dealership on the left. This looks really cool. I like this. So we're going to go left around the side of the Salina Arena. Try saying that 10 times quickly. And that was not our turn off, but it's this one here at the lights. We have a little war memorial there with our gravestones, or a little cemetery or something over there. And I guess this is Salina town. I thought that Peterbilt was going to hit us there. Alright, we have the green. Watch this Peterbilt as well. Oh, check out that old truck. That's awesome. Alrighty, so we want to get over to the left lane because we are taking a left. This place is pretty congested. Alright, we're at the yard. We got through that traffic. It took a few turns of the lights to get clear. This is us at the yard. Again, it doesn't strike me as the sort of place that you would deliver cars to. This looks like some sort of a quarry, or somewhere that would store different types of aggregate. But anyway, who am I to question these things? We'll take it nice and easy here. We don't want to wreck the paintwork on this new pickup truck, nor on the vehicles that we're delivering. And I see a guard shack, and I see a guy hanging out just outside it, so I think since it's quiet here, we'll just stop. We'll put the parking brake on. I'll go and ask the guy where he wants these cars dropped off, and I'll be right back. Okay, so he said he wasn't really too bothered about where they can be dropped off. He ideally wants it backed in on the left past this pile of stones, so I said that's no problem, we'll do it. We're not in a rush, we can get that done. So let's pull into the yard, and hopefully there's not too much going on in here, and this is going to be an easy drop for us. So we're dropping off just between these concrete barriers on the left there, and the guy has kindly put the cones out to mark the area for us. The only way we're going to be able to do this is to do a bit of a U-turn here. We get away with this quite sharp turn because we've got the pickup truck and there aren't any fairings to damage. But I think if we just put the truck about here, then we should be able to back in. And we're doing this blind. It's a bit of a blind back. I can see bits of what's happening behind just from the gaps in the trailer, and we can see the tire marks on the mud on the ground. Let's get out and have a look. That looks pretty decent. So let's keep pushing back. I'd rather we were close at this side, so we know we're nowhere near the concrete blocks on the other side. So we're certainly in the zone in one shot. Let's have a look. We're a touch squint. We're kind of hitting one of those back cones a little bit with our wheel. So let's pull forward. And back it in a little bit more professionally if we can. Again, I've got no idea how they're going to get the cars off of this trailer, but we're best not to ask these questions. Well, there we go. There's the awesome Ram 3500 by Jon Ruda. What a beast. Drives like a dream and adds an extra dimension to American Truck Simulator. I'm sure you will agree. As predicted, we are late. We did 350 miles, which was well more than we expected, but thank God we earned over $5,000 for that. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Remember, all the links for the Jon Ruda truck as well as the other Ford F350 pickup, they're both in the video description. If you have enjoyed, then you know what to do. But most importantly, have an excellent day, and until the next one, take care.